This is probably the most emotional I have ever gotten while watching Arcane. The new act is out and oh boy, it sure is an experience. Because instead of just gently pulling at your heartstrings, like most shows do, Arcane decided to go out of its way to drag my heart out into an alleyway and beat it mercilessly with a bat. All while telling me about how foolish I was to believe in a happy ending when its intro contains references to not one, not two, but 4 tragedies. Yeah. Aisha's death hurt me in ways I doubt I will ever recover from. But it's not just because it's the death of the objectively most adorable character ever made, and because we once again have ripped apart this cute little family Jinx and Vi had. No. For me, this was deeper and a bit more personal. You see, I expected Aisha to become a bigger part of Act 2 and even Act 3, which is why I was working on a theory about Aisha's future. The only problem was that I was stuck working and away from my computer for all days except Friday. And so, once Friday started, I only had 24 hours to write, record, and edit a video before Act 2 would be released. And gee willikers, did I try my best. I spent the whole day researching, writing, and then recording the script, and then went on to spend the entire night racing against the clock while editing. Unfortunately though, at 9 AM, Act 2 was released, and I had to throw in the towel for the day. But, you know, maybe it's fine. The act might just give me more material to work with, and it might even support my theory. Maybe it's a good thing it wasn't done in time. I still really want to finish this video. Nothing bad has happened yet, though. Oh, Aisha. Wait, what's she doing? What is she doing? No, 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 no! You are not ruining this video for me! No! No! Don't you dare! Don't you show me the sad montage! Don't you show me the sad— No, she is not dying! I did not work my ass off the entire night for you to— No, you are not killing her! I worked so hard! Please! Please don't kill her! No, we are not showing a sad montage because she's gonna die. Please don't! No, I worked so hard! I just want— Let me finish my video! Please, no! No, let me finish my video! No! Please don't, please don't, please don't! No, please don't, please don't, please don't! I worked so hard! No! Please don't! No, I only had 2 minutes left! Please, just don't die! Please, please! Throw it at him! Throw it at him! Please! No! No! Why? I'm gonna fucking kill my— Yeah, I am very upset. But that's fine, because this act was mostly fire. We finally get to see Warwick make his appearance, and wow, what an appearance that was. Between him ripping literally everyone, which apparently included a lot of Jinxers, whoops, to shreds, and his new ghoulish design, this version of Warwick is absolutely terrifying. Watching him wake up from the smell of blood and the rush over towards Stillwater felt like it was ripped straight out of a horror movie, all the way up until he fights Jinx and recognizes her. Yeah, it turns out that Bander's still in there, and he needs the help of Jinx and Vi to regain his mind. This then turns out to be the main plot of Act 3. We briefly touch on Jinx hiding away from the aftermath of Episode 3, and her apparently having gained a cult-like following, as well as Vi's emo arc, where she wrecks shit, cries in the shower, and then gets fucked up. Which, no? Go back? I want to see this. And that's kind of the main problem with Act 2. There are too many ideas that they want to explore, but there just isn't enough time to do it. And as a result, the pacing feels really weird. Like Jinx getting out of her room to free the people of Son and leading them into a revolution against Piltover, and Vi spiraling into becoming a cage fight queen are concepts we could have spent entire episodes exploring, but instead it feels like we're rushing through them. Not even to mention the fact that there was a whole ass time skip between Act 1 and 2, where we just absolutely glaze over the fact that Piltover, with the help of Noxus, has absolutely obliterated Son. And Bessa has gotten her claws into Caitlyn. Oh, and speaking of Caitlyn, wow! What the— Wow. You know, for a while, I've been wondering whether Maddie was evil or stupid because of how enthusiastic she was about martial law, but no. Turns out, Maddie didn't care about that. She just wanted to score. Crazy that Caitlyn moved on that quickly, though, right? In fact, I'm kind of annoyed with Cait this act. She gassed her girlfriend's home and then left her crying in a sewer because she said, hey, let's not point the weapon of mass destruction at a literal child, and then moves on to sleep with Maddie. God, I hope Vi gets to chew out Caitlyn for going full European dictator this season. Also, I feel like they started working together a little bit too quickly for my taste. I get that it was a dire situation and that they really didn't have time to discuss their issues, but oh boy, Vi is better than me because I would not have been caught dead working with my ex who sent me into this kind of mental space. Weird cult village and weird family be damned. Actually, maybe I'm just a petty person. And speaking of petty people, God, Jace is so hot now. I mean, Jace really went through something after touching the hex score, huh? Based on how jagged he looks and the flashes of fully corrupted people we see, I'm going to assume that Jace was sent into the future, saw the road that Victor's glorious evolution is heading towards, and is now back to stop Victor from doing this. Which, speaking of, when did all this happen? God, it feels like there's a whole act between Act 1 and 2, and then a whole act between Act 2 and the rest of Act 2. Because how did Saldo become turned so fast? In episode 4, he gets told about the existence of Victor, and then in episode 5, he's already become one of the disciples. I swear, I thought Jace had landed in the future, and that everyone had already been turned, but nope, just another time skip. Anyway, turns out that being Robo-Jesus comes with a few more perks than you'd think, and Victor is now floating around in Arcane space with his new Arcane girlfriend, watching the world through the eyes of his followers, which, is a little creepy, but go off, King. But clearly Jace is still butthurt about Victor leaving him, and very afraid of what this Hextech revolution is going to bring, and so he bonks Saldo into the ground and goes off on his own to kill his ex and defend tomorrow. So yeah, a pretty normal response after a rejection. We don't really know much about Jace, as well as Heimer and Echo, who are just gone, by the way. And it's clear that we're going to be focusing more on them in Act 3, and so I don't want to dive too far into it here. But for now, just know that there is no way Victor stays dead. I mean, come on. Trust me on this. I read the spoilers, and Victor actually comes back after 3 days.
Glorious evolution.
But yeah, the Jesus parallels lead me to believe that Victor is not staying dead after being betrayed by Judas. I mean Jace. And honestly, I can totally see this being how Victor adopts his body that he has in the old lore. The fully robotic body, which will finally let him reach the final stage of his evolution. Wonder how that feels. Must be like the second best feeling in the world to get to create and inhabit a body of your own making. Almost as good as it feels to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You want to feel endless bliss as well as get fantastic and fun videos in front of your eyeballs? Every day, or I mean week, I mean month. Sometimes. Of course you do! So go ahead and subscribe. I promise you'll love it almost as much as Jinx loved Aisha this season, which, speaking of, Jinx and Aisha were definitely my favorite part of this act. Seeing Jinx basically adopt Aisha and just getting to know Aisha more as a character was fantastic. Everything from watching them play bug fight to watching Aisha look up to Jinx just made me love them so much more, but of course, good things can't last in Arcane. When Savika comes asking Jinx for help with her revolt against Piltover, we see the damage episode 3 had on Jinx. She truly intended to die on that table, and is fine with letting the world just believe she did, but she's now found something she truly cares for again. And when Aisha, along with half of Son, are taken to Stillwater, Jinx is finally forced to take action. She and Savika sneak into the prison, and can I just say how happy I am to see more of Savika? I was worried that we wouldn't get to see her do more after Act 1, but she's back, and I can't wait to see her use that cool arm of hers again. No! Why would you do that? I love that arm! Why would you attack me specifically like that? Anyway, Savika and Jinx sneak in, Jinx goes through a scene that made me want to cry, and then Big Papa Wolf shows up like a horror movie monster. Yeah, hearing Aisha scream for the first time was absolutely heart-wrenching, and seeing Jinx stay back to defend her and Savika was absolutely fantastic. After that, we kept the emotional train rolling, with Vander realizing he's fighting his own daughter, getting the family reunited and moving into the cult village. Seeing Jinx and Vi reunite with Vander was one of the highest high points in all of Arcane, and watching Aisha get pulled into this dysfunctional but loving family was everything to me. You know, up until Arcane decided to absolutely ruin me emotionally. But seriously, even though I loved them moving into the village and watching them grow together again, didn't it all feel just a little bit rushed? I feel like Jinx and Vi reuniting and helping Warwick recover, along with Victor, could have been like a whole act by itself. With that time, we could have spent more time with Warwick, gotten more time with Jinx and Vi as friends, and fleshed out Victor's cult more, but no. Instead, we get another montage and get thrown right back into the tragedy, and this time, it cuts a little bit too deep. Oh, I guess it's time to talk about the final scene of Act 2. Aisha's sacrifice was beautiful. Seeing this brave little kid run up towards Warwick and commit the same mistake Powder made all those years ago, while we get flashbacks of the time she spent with Jinx, just... I don't often cry to media, but this scene hurt me. The most innocent thing in the world and the biggest thing giving light to Jinx's life is now dead because of the greed of the people above her. And I cannot imagine that Jinx is going to take this well. Last time Jinx lost the most important person in her life, she sent a rocket into Piltover. But this time, I think Jinx is going to send absolutely everything she has against Piltover and Noxus as a way to honor Aisha's legacy and accomplish what she herself wanted but was too weak to do. And honestly, I'm with her. Aisha did not have to die. And the fact that she did is the biggest tragedy we have seen so far. And so, I can't wait to see Jinx go on a warpath against the people who took Aisha from her in Act 3. Or, you know, maybe Echo will come back and turn back time to save Aisha. Who knows? Stay jinxed.